its unit to American-led investor group Oracle and Silver Lake. So that's been going on for quite some time. TikTok needed to sell out of their Chinese-based ByteDance parent company to be able to continue on in the United States. So that's happened. So we got those to talk about. The Blues are back in action tomorrow night after they lost. They picked up a point at least. That's um, I also thought this was pretty interesting. We can get into it. Um, Donald Trump, um, and a lot of marijuana places are celebrating because Donald Trump, the president, has directed the federal government to downgrade marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug federally across the country. And that, at least the marijuana distributors in the area say that that's going to be a huge and have a huge positive impact on both the industry and consumers. Because, cannabis remaining illegal on the federal level, they added that there are still significant limitations. So, for instance, they still can't ship across state lines. So if you're a company in St. Louis, you can't ship to Illinois or vice versa. And you still have to use Missouri-based banks. So the banking limitations mean that cannabis companies have limited capital. So that's one of the situations that you have going on there. So Thursday's announcement yesterday, it was new. I guess you could say it's historic. But the cannabis industries are still hoping it will eventually lead to marijuana being descheduled altogether. But he did take it down to a 3 from a level 1. So, it's just a better reclassification is what you're talking about with a situation like this. This is Art City Now. We're here Monday through Friday, by the way, 6 to 8 a.m. Glad you're with us. Hot Take Central 2.0 with former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. Friday, it's the MIZ STL show. Lots to talk about with Mizzou for Grant Salzman today. And then from 11 to 1. Wait a second. No. Grant Salzman is not on today.
Yes, there's a new show. Sir.
Why did you let me say it wrong? And I corrected myself.
It just hit me. Yeah, because I was doing the open for it last night. I apologize, Vic. Yes.
The high school yeah, how dare my mistake you not take credit for?
No, that's really my mistake. I'm producing the show. I forgot.
No, we've got the high school football show on.
No, it's just high school sports.
Oh, it's high school sports.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's high school sports with John Huff. The GSV high school football show, or the GSV high school sports show. Football just ended. Every Friday, 10 a.m. right here. I'm assuming it's live, right?
Yes, sir. It is live. It will be on YouTube, and also on radio as well. Yeah, it's going to have GSV's, John Huff, and it's also going to have Brody Herman, and I will be producing it.
Okay, there you go. That's coming up, another show. We have all kinds of content, all local. To learn more about everything that we have going on here, all you have to do is check out luinfo.com. That's the voice of producer Rye. I'm Vic Faust. Yeah, so glad you guys are with us now. And we take a little bit of a new spin there. I'm glad to cover the high school scene. Like they do. John, really, GSV does a really good job at hitting the high school scene hard and has. So congratulations to them getting a chance to take it to another level, especially here on the show. And that's what we've been trying to do as well. So, just start to rock and roll a little bit with more of the high school scene. Anything else going on from your guys' standpoint, let us know. By the way, I wanted to give you that weather forecast because I thought it was crazy. Just we've had everything. So today, if we're lucky, we get up to 38, and it's kind of windy, so the wind chill is going to be much colder than that. Then Saturday, tomorrow, 54 and sunny. Sunday, 42, Monday, 48. And how about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? We're talking about the warmest Christmas on record. Tuesday, 60. Wednesday, 65. Thursday, Christmas Day, we may hit 70 degrees. 69 for a high. Friday, 64. And then Saturday and Sunday, we start to more normal-like temperatures. That's insane to me. So there you go. There you go. I just think it's very, 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 very funny from that standpoint. Okay. We're here talking all things St. Louis all the time. News, news headlines, sports, water cooler talk, you name it. We're trying to get some of those things done. Glad you guys are with us today. So, also, anything else you guys want to promote? Businesses for the weekend, charities where people are looking to help in this holiday season. It's not too late. Anything helps with whatever is going on. We're grateful for you guys coming in and jumping in on our show as you do all the time as well. I know that this weekend, obviously the Powerball's tomorrow night. It'll be over 1.5 billion. The last Powerball ticket that was up above this was, back in September, and it was one in the St. Louis area. A guy won over in Spanish Lake, shared it with somebody who won down in Texas. So you've got another opportunity tomorrow night, and there you go from there. So basically, something else that's going on. We all know more people, the transfer portal, because we cover Mizzou a lot too. This is what's very interesting. This is the most that Missouri has ever had when it came to transfers. And what I don't understand about the transfer portal is, do you guys realize that half of the guys that transfer or try to transfer just from a football standpoint, and I'm not even talking about the other sports because this is open for all the sports, young men, young women, half of them do not even find schools. Oh, that's the other side of the story that nobody wants to talk about. College football, for the most part, has changed because of an elite few. When you break it down, elite few have changed what was a great game and then turned it pro. Really. And they've screwed it up for a lot of people. The current system is stupid, for lack of a better term. It's selfish. When this whole thing was brought to the table out in Los Angeles, they didn't think about the long-term effects. They didn't think about a good way of doing it. Granted, the NCAA never did anything to help themselves, but there was a selfish mindset behind it. And now you see it right now. And now you've got just craziness going on. There are like 40 or 50 quarterbacks in the portal now. It's
Bo Perula.
It's insane. And that led us right into it. And this is what I was calling for on our Mizzou show. Bo had to go. I love him, but Bo had to go. And Bo is going. Bo realized there was no spot for him in the future. There wasn't. Would you like to have had him for the bowl game? Yes. I don't know how Missouri wins this bowl game. I'm not kidding. As of now, I'm betting Virginia because Missouri, I don't have any idea what kind of team Missouri is going to field for the game. One of the best linebackers in America is out, Trotter for Missouri. One of the best tight ends in America is out for Missouri, Norfleet. You're now going to be starting a freshman quarterback, Zollers, who couldn't do anything during the regular season. Maybe this month of preparation has helped him. But he really didn't start getting all these number one reps until, yesterday. They've got 3 of their top 5 receivers transferring. They're out. It's like, we'll break it down a little bit more. It's like, what the hell is going on? What kind of team is Missouri going to show up at? All I know is if you bet early and you bet Missouri -7, I feel bad for you because I have no idea what's going to happen in that game now. So we got a lot getting on. We're off to an early start here. Glad you guys are with us today. Matt Fry, local attorney, will be joining us in our 7 o'clock hour, 7:30. Talk about some laws, some rules when you're on the road, when it comes to the DUI situation, when it comes to refusals. We'll talk some sports with him too, because Matt is very involved and has been for a long time in youth sports and has coached and helped so many young men as a mentor reach their potential in a variety of areas. I mean, truly a guy with a big heart looking to help so many people. So he'll join us in around 7:30 today as well. So glad you guys are with us. We'll take a quick break. We'll reset. This is a Friday. It's December 19th. Going into the holiday weekend before Christmas. Hopefully, you guys have some plans, even if it's just sitting on your couch, reading a book, listening to music, watching TV, hanging out with friends or family. It's that time of year, appreciating what we have and trying to have gratitude no matter what we are going through. So glad you guys are with us today. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more of Art City Now after this. We are your Lou Information Station, and we are live and on demand at louinfo.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance?
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Glad you're with us this morning. It is Friday. It's December 19th. This is Arch City Now. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Rocking and rolling. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust, all things St. Louis all the time. What's happening in your neck of the woods? What's going on for the weekend? Anything you want to promote, jump on in. We appreciate you guys being with us today and always. Okay. With that being said, a couple things to get into as well as it is the holiday spirit. It's that time of year. If you can help anybody out in this time, you do so. You do whatever you can. And of course, and by the way, Rye, I sent you a picture so you can check this out and let me know when you get this. Okay. I sent you one of those.
Gotcha.
So it's the time of year where you try to help people, and you can if you want to. And we try to promote the positive that's going on all over. Now, there is a story, and I saw it from KSDK. Mike Bush did the voiceover on it. There was a guy out in High Ridge, Missouri, who worked with teachers and the staff at an elementary school to make sure that all 447 kids at the school got to pick out a present for Christmas. Let me repeat that all 447 kids at the school got to pick out a present for Christmas, which is next Thursday. So it's Murphy Elementary School. And you can pop his picture up whenever you get it. That's whenever you get it, just let me know. And you can feel free, just pop it on out. You don't have to let me know that, bud. So they did this yesterday. They gave the kids the gifts. And what happened was it was months of planning by the teachers, staff, volunteers, just wanting to make sure that the kids understood that they're not only being thought about, not only they cared about, but they're loved. Literally every student from early childhood through fifth grade walked into a gym where there was a gift for each and every one of them. Every one of them. The principal, who was on the mic, said, quote, "And we're not just telling you we love you. We're showing you that we love you." And the day was all made possible by Ricky Winnington. And we'll show you Ricky. Ricky is a St. Louis philanthropist who runs the R. Wintington Foundation, working alongside the school to make sure no child was left out. He says, quote, "We're taking care of our 447 kids. The whole entire school will be blessed with toys today." And you want to talk about the Christmas spirit. There's nothing like giving. It's better to give than to receive. He says he doesn't see it as a charity. He sees it as a choice. How profound is that? It's a chance to turn maybe painful memory for him into Christmas magic, because he said he was a kid that never got a Christmas gift. A kid that never had a bed. A kid that never had a bathroom. He was a child that slept on the floor. And now that has fueled a lifetime of giving back. Oh, talk about giving you goosebumps. You're talking about sound headphones, footballs, sports, telescopes, Legos, lots of these things that are there. Our internet's wonderful, isn't it? You still haven't gotten it, have you?
No, the last email I got was from 8:45 p.m.
Oh, my God.
December 18th.
We'll do it again later, too, as we go through this. Man, oh, man, oh, man. He says for many of the kids, Christmas would have looked different if not for this day. Seriously. Kids all throughout our area living in situations where they don't get anything. And as we know, through no fault of their own. Ricky Winnington, this amazing man with a huge, huge heart, has another message beyond the toys. He just wanted the kids to know, don't ever give up. Someone sees you. Someone loves you. So just find a way to keep moving forward. It's great life advice for all of us. It doesn't matter if you're 5 or 50. He is a blessing to not only Murphy Elementary School, but all of St. Louis and the surrounding area. That's what the principal over there at Murphy said. And it's certainly something the kids will never forget. They'll always remember that gift, that free gift that they got at school and walking in and getting a surprise that they did not know what was coming. And of course, that's what we try to focus on this show as well. We'd love to focus those stories. We'd love to tell those stories. And, you know, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there. And we are grateful for that. So, once again, his name is Ricky Winnington. And Ricky made it possible out in High Ridge for all these students to do something. I don't know all of Ricky's story, but we just know that he grew up poor. He grew up with nothing. And Ricky wanted to make sure that, you know, the kids out at Murphy Elementary in High Ridge, 447 of them, every one of them had a gift. And it's interesting because many times, like Ricky and philanthropists, they do so many things behind the scene and they don't want to be known. Just like with the St. Louis Hero Network, with Charlie Metzger, one of his donors, does so much in the area for first responders and for backstoppers and doesn't want anybody to know. It's like, nope, I don't want anybody to know. And he keeps it quiet. And that's what Ricky does so many times. This was one yesterday where, you know, it's kind of hard to keep that quiet with 447 kids getting a gift and not making it. So they wanted to make a good deal of it. So God bless you, Ricky. That's for sure. And all that you're doing to help kids all over the area. The story also talked about Ricky and how much he does within the St. Louis City area as well. So just love promoting stories like that. This is Art City Now, 6:46 on a Friday. Hopefully you guys are up and at it today. Like, subscribe, share our show. Appreciate you jumping in on the show as well. It's Friday. If you don't have any plans for the weekend, then hopefully you can sit back and relax and enjoy whatever else may be out there. You guys keep it going. We're here for you. Everything that we do in the mornings is because of you and for you. So thanks for giving us story ideas. Thanks for watching. And of course, thanks for being a part of our show Monday through Friday. Okay. That was the good news. Some of the bad news is, and it's not horribly bad, but the Blues won last night, or the Blues lost last night. They won the night before, but they got to overtime. So they pick up a 3 out of possible 4 points. That's good. They just had the lead last night, and you're like, no, you hope that they could win. Jordan Bennington was back in net last night. That was good to see. And he had a really good night. Now, it was a tough loss to the Rangers, 2-1 in overtime. Jonathan Berggren scored the only goal for the Blues. The Rangers got a goal in overtime. And the Rangers have a very, very good goalie as well. Shesterkin is very, very good. He had a standout performance. He stopped 26 of 27 shots last night. The Blues, in my opinion, looked better. They were flurrying a little bit better than the night before. But the overtime period was dominated, literally, by the Rangers before they scored the game-winning goal. So it's a second straight loss to the Rangers this year for the Blues. But at least Bennington looked sharp after a long rest. That's what I wanted to see. Because now the Blues go on the road for a contest tomorrow and Monday. They're in Florida, so they'll be taking on the Florida Panthers tomorrow night. And they're starting to creep up when it comes to the points, which is really good. Granted, they're still, out of playoff spots. But you're talking about a team right now that's at least in contention for that final playoff spot. The Blues right now have a record of 13, 15, and 8, which is a lot. There's only 2 teams that have more overtime losses than the Blues, and both those teams are ahead of the Blues as well in the standings. So the top 3 in each of the divisions, the Central and the Pacific, those are very good teams. Those are 6 teams. Then you've got a couple more spots open for the playoffs. And the Blues are now in contention. I mean, they're only 3 points behind. They're in 5th place in their division. Now, granted, they've played 3 more games than the Winnipeg Jets and have a 2-point lead. So some of those teams will start to catch up with them. But you're talking about a situation now where the Blues will be competing for a final playoff spot in the second half of the season with the San Jose Sharks, the LA Kings, and the Utah Mammoth. Those 3 teams, and then the Blues, look like they will be maybe the odds-on favorites for the final playoff spot. So it's not going to be easy. The Blues have not put themselves in a great situation, but at least they're in a situation where now they're starting, they're playing a little bit better. Getting 3 out of 4 points at home the last 2 nights was huge as you hit the road. Now we find out what they do on the road where, they haven't been that great on the road either. So it's big. They need to go out and do what they got to do. And then we'll see where that goes. I know it's the holiday season and I know he wasn't from here, but, ex-NASCAR driver Greg Biffle and his family, passed away yesterday. Their plane was landing, private plane, and it crashed on landing. So literally he, his wife, and his kids, among 7 people who passed away in the accident. So I saw that come down yesterday and I was like, oh man, Biffle, just 55 years old. His wife, Christina, his daughter, Emma, 14, son, Ryder, 5. Others on the plane identified as Dennis Dutton, his son, Jack, and Craig Wadsworth. So, he was picked as one of the top 75 drivers in history. He was a Hall of Fame nominee for the Stock Car Series, and he drove for 18 years in the sport. So, it's just sad that those things can happen. It doesn't matter when it happens. It's just one of those unfortunate stories that happens right now. Just trying to land. I'm telling you, flying and commercial, flying private, it's safe. It is. I don't know what happened, the specifics of that. It's not clear yet, though, if Biffle was piloting the plane at the time of the crash. The FAA records show he was rated to fly helicopters and single and multi-engine planes. But I still know so many people who travel private and talk about how safe it is. And I've flown private. I've flown private like 6-7 times. Actually, more than that when I was doing Mizzou football. That was just in recent times with people who have planes. Fortunate. I was very fortunate to get a chance to fly private. And I'm telling you, it's safe. It is safe. I feel even it's safe. There is not one concern that I have when I get on those jets, ever. But something happened yesterday as they were trying to land. So wish things were better from that standpoint, but tough, especially this time of year. Art City now at 6:53 on a Friday. The sun's starting to come up. Yeah. Just stay in bed today. Call in sick. Call in Christmas. Like, I need a day. I need a day. Work from home. It's too damn cold to go outside. Tell them Art City now gave you a permission slip today. Yeah, we're going to make this weekend a little bit longer today. It's too damn cold. It's not fair what Mother Nature does. Yesterday, you remember yesterday in the morning, it was very comfortable. The temperatures were comfortable. Even producer Rye, who can't stand anything under 40 degrees or he starts to freeze, was like, dang, the temperatures are fine. You know you're soft when it comes to cold weather.
Yes, I hate cold weather.
I mean, something like you like have 5 layers on all the time, and you're like, But that's what they told me when I lived in Michigan. They said there's no such thing as cold weather. They said there's only bad clothing decisions. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
I learned in Iowa there is such thing as cold weather.
So, Stan, it's not so nice outside this morning right now. Hopefully it warms up throughout the day, but right now it feels like it's 11 degrees. Last time I checked, it was 9. So just expect it not to feel so great outside. It is what it is, and you make the most of it. But it's certainly going to start to warm up. Tomorrow, 53. And by Tuesday, 56. Wednesday, 63. Christmas Day, 67 to 69. Temperatures near 60 all the way through next Saturday. So, yeah, we try to figure out the weather to end 2025. And, of course, this is the fastest year in history, no doubt about it. There really isn't. I mean, it's been crazy, everything that's coming in with all of this stuff. So, glad you guys are with us. All right. So, the Blues lose. They're in Florida tomorrow night, in Tampa Monday. Then they'll come back home next week for 2 games. So that's really cool. And then I had to get into this right now. Your Rams lost last night, and they did not get screwed over, even though Puka Nacua has become a crybaby. And it's unfortunate. He's the best receiver in the game. He is the best receiver. And it's so weird to watch. Like just a few years ago, Cooper Kupp was the best receiver in the game.
The Rams have been really good at getting receivers.
Well, McVay and Stafford will make you look. They'll throw you. This is the other thing, too, that you got to understand about football, and not to get too X-y and O-y. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's high school, college, or football. Talk to receivers, and even my son, who we're still finishing up the recruiting process. We'll have some news on that coming up in the next month. Said even at the high school level, quarterbacks can throw receivers open. Quarterbacks can also throw receivers covered. You know what that means, right? It's like you'll be open, but a quarterback will throw you back into coverage. Matthew Stafford, he's one. I mean, I know we always, Joe Montana, he won the championships. Tom Brady, he won. There's a lot that goes into being a quarterback, and there's a lot that determines your success, whether it's being a quarterback. You got to have coach around you. You got to have an offensive line. You got to have good play calling. You need to have a defense. You need to get good calls. There's a lot that goes into it. Matthew Stafford's one of the most pure quarterbacks talent I have ever seen. He's got one. He spent most of his career in Detroit where he had no help. If you would have switched Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford would have the same thing that Tom Brady had. I promise you.
That's what I've been saying about a lot of like NBA players. That's what I say. I call it the roll the ball out. It's called just roll the ball out. Who cares about all the accolades and stuff? Just roll the ball out and really look. Use the eye test and see how talented this guy is. I say that about Harden all the time. I say that about Stafford too. Because like Stafford was he was in purgatory in Detroit.
I covered him there. It was crazy.
All he had was Megatron, and then when Megatron was like, I'm tired of getting clobbered.
Well, even when he had Megatron, because I was covering them, and I'm sorry, and I'll talk to anybody who wants to talk about this at any point in time, and I don't mean to hijack your take. I just want to Megatron was double covered so much of the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Lions had no offensive line, no running game, and no other receivers.
They were trash.
And Megatron was still the best receiver I have ever seen play, ever. Legitimately 6'4", 6'5", 230, running a 4.4, and nobody would cover him. I had a picture where literally he's lined up on the outside, and he's got 2 guys on him. Not one, not one man coverage, 2.
Like, that's crazy.
He is by far the best receiver I ever saw play in the NFL. Most people don't remember him because he was with the Lions, and nobody was watching them nationally. So I digress. There's a reason he was called Megatron. Because I'd never seen anything like that. So, yeah, I love your take from that standpoint.
Yeah, like Stafford to me has always been a top 5 at least QB. To me, talent-wise. So good. We got to take a break. I'm sorry, I got us on a long. We're going to miss the break. This is Art City now. That's producer Rye. I'm Vic Faust. X, Facebook, and YouTube, jump in. We'll be back with more right after this. It is Friday, December 19th. We are your Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com.
Hey, what's going on, St. Louis? Happy Friday morning, December 19th. This is Art City Now. Glad you guys are with us. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing our show. You can catch us on X, Facebook, and YouTube Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Producer Rise alongside. I'm Vic Faust. We are your Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. If you want to jump in and let us know what's happening for the weekend, give a shout out to somebody. It is the holiday season. We're grateful that you guys are with us today and every day. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us with Cam Jansen, the former Blue, and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. They take you from 8 to 10 o'clock. And on Fridays, we debuted the new high school football show from GSV. John Huff, he'll be here with the crew. That's from 10 to 11. And then, of course, Charlie Tuna taking it home over the lunch break, 11 to 1 every day, Monday through Friday. Okay, college football playoffs, they begin tonight. Oklahoma, Alabama to kickstart a lot. If you're a college football fan, doesn't matter. Man, woman, boy, girl, if you like football, you've got it. Tonight, Oklahoma and Alabama. It's in Oklahoma. They're the 8 seed. Alabama is the 9 seed. Alabama's lost their last 2 games to Oklahoma. Oklahoma has 0 offense. Their defense is stellar. Alabama has a better offense, and they still have a really good defense. I'm torn, but I still like Alabama in this game. Most of the people I see are taking Oklahoma. Last year, in the play-in round of the playoffs, essentially what this is, the home teams were 4-0. Alabama is not the home team Oklahoma is. So, should be exciting. Who do you like in that game, Oklahoma or Alabama?
I got Bama just because.
No, I found somebody who's okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
I got Bama. This is my personal thing because I want to see a Bama and Georgia championship. I want to see an SEC championship again.
You want to see Bama and Georgia? I'm an SEC
3.
guy, and I don't want to see that.
I want to see a round 3 because Big Ten has had it the last 2 years, so I want to see a round 3 between Georgia and Bama.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just sounds cinematic. Or Indiana and Georgia. I'm cool
is that possible?
I think Indiana and Georgia is possible. Let me check.
If you can look at that, I'd appreciate it while I give the other rundown. Tomorrow, it's foot.
Oh, my bad. Also, do you think that the first playing games should they be on a neutral site or not?
No.
I
like this. Absolutely. You've earned it. You earned the right to be a higher seed.
That's what I told Charlie.
Well, listen, Charlie, he's an all right guy. You know, I mean, Charlie, he's that like uncle. You know,
I call him Unc.
You just put him over in the corner and he talks.
Yeah, that's Unc.
It's all right. You know, I mean, I say that respectfully. You know, it's just Charlie. Okay, there's Uncle over there.
Yeah, he's saying some wild stuff, man. His takes are wow.
He reminds me of from the old movie Friday.
Yeah, his takes are. Yeah.
But tomorrow, college football. Well, I mean, you've got it's early. I mean, they got early start.
Yeah, I wish those were the primetime games instead of the
Miami A&M early. Then you've got Tulane at Ole Miss, and then James Madison at Oregon for your primetime game.
So stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree. So there's a lot going on tomorrow. Blues play tomorrow night as well. So you've got a lot of sports action going on, that's for sure.
My bad. Wait, they made the Alabama-Oklahoma game at night, though?
Yeah, that's tonight.
Oh, thank you. I thought it wasn't.
No, that's tonight. Yeah, no, it's tonight.
Oh, my gosh. They saved it.
So, yeah, they did. So then you've got that going on. And then a shout out to the Missouri State Bears. They lost their coach, Ryan Beard. They just hired a new coach who I think is going to be phenomenal for them as well. But last night, they lost to Arkansas State. Granted, they were down big. At one point in time, they were down 31-7. That was the score, 31-7 in the third quarter. But in the fourth quarter, they scored 21 points. It was late garbage time. Arkansas State was winding down. So they won the fourth quarter 21-3. They made the score look a lot closer. Final score was 34-28. Arkansas State wins. But nonetheless, a good year for Missouri State. New into the FBS, into Conference USA. They finished the year 7-6. Their head coach, Ryan Beard, leaves for Coastal Carolina to be the head coach. But then they got a brand new coach. His name's Casey Woods. He leaves as SMU's offensive coordinator. And Casey used to be a coach at Mizzou, coached tight ends at Mizzou for a while, too. He was a recruiting coordinator. So he's been around. He's got a lot of hype. He does. And Missouri State's a program on the up and up. They showed they were serious when they were, ready to pay Ryan Beard $2.5 million a year to be their head coach. And there's a lot of money that's starting to infiltrate into the Missouri State football program. So congrats to Missouri State. They're a state school. They finished 5th in Conference USA this year, and I can only expect good things to happen for them in the future. You never know. We'll see where all those things go from that standpoint. Also, you've got a situation where Mizzou now had an offensive lineman leave yesterday. Missouri's bowl game is coming up on the 27th. So that's next Saturday, just over a week away. And they got to take care of some things because they got a lot of guys that are going to be missing for their game. It's like, what? What's going on? Huh? Really? So, unfortunately, when you look at the teams that they have now, or the team that they have, you've got to figure that situation out. Bo Pribula is leaving. That news came out yesterday. The Missouri quarterback entering the transfer portal. Early word is he could reconnect at Penn State, believe it or not, where he had left, or go with his old head coach, James Franklin, at Virginia Tech. So those are some possible landing spots for him. We wish him the best. Really like the kid as a person, but it wasn't going to work out in Missouri. You got to be able to throw the ball down the field. And you can't do that. You can't have him as a quarterback and win like this in the SEC. You might be able to do it in the Big Ten, but you can't be a quarterback that's one-dimensional in the SEC. You just can't. The defenses are too good, and there's too many of them. It's not just Oregon, Ohio State, and maybe a third team, Ohio State, Oregon, we know, Indiana. It's not the same. The defenses are not the same. You've got, and this is week in, week out in the SEC. So we wish Bo Pribula the best. That means that Matt Zollers is starting the Gator Bowl next Saturday night. Certainly hope he'll be better. The staff is the offensive coordinator. They're not going to have a new offensive coordinator in position before then. They're working on some things right now. Very busy. I talked to some people at Mizzou yesterday morning where they're just slammed because they have a whole lot going on. Because they've got so much going on, they've hired another recruiting coordinator. They've added a whole nother position at the University of Missouri. They've got so much money. They do. When it comes to compete in the SEC, you have to have money. But here are your receivers for the bowl game. Obviously, Kevin Coleman Jr. is going to play. Thank God. His last game as a Missouri Tiger. Then you've got Donovan Aldube. We already know that. Outside of that, here are your receivers. Xavier Lloyd, Sean Terry, Daniel Blood, Demarion Folks, and Logan Muckey, the former walk-on who became a scholarship player. That's it. Know any of those names? A couple. Brett Norfleet not playing.
They put on their jersey just like us, boys. Time to show out.
You
got to show out. I know Kevin Coleman's going to play good though, but he may not play that much though.
Well, we'll see. They still have Jamal Roberts, your St. Mary's guy.
They still have him.
Well, yeah, he's still playing. He didn't transfer yet.
Yeah.
And of course, you got the best running back in America, Ahmad Hardy.
He's playing.
Why wouldn't he? What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm so confused about college football ever since the playoff. I be thinking, out bowl games now.
No, they can, and they do choose to opt out. However, they've also got players that are still playing. Yeah, because they're not going to. Yeah, they're not going to the NFL yet. Yeah, so he's back. Norfleet's back. I mean, not Norfleet, but Ahmad Hardy is back. So things are all good there. So I just they don't have a lot of the team. They're missing some guys. But anyway, I'm hopeful. We'll see what Missouri does next week. It is what it is right now. It's not the best situation to be dealing with right now. Because they're not going to have the same team that they had. Will it be enough to beat Virginia? I don't know. Maybe. We'll certainly see what happens there. It's 7:15, 7:16 on a Friday morning. You can jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Love it when you guys jump in and let us know what's going on in your world. We do news headlines as well. I do know that there are cannabis industry owners and workers who are celebrating today after President Trump directed the federal government to downgrade marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug. He officially signed that executive order yesterday, and that was after he made the announcement on Wednesday night. Some of the local owner-operators say that the change is going to have overwhelmingly positive impact on both the industry and consumers. They say from a business standpoint, it could allow them to offer more products now and potentially deduct business expenses, which would help them as business owners. But cannabis, this is the thing, though. It still remains illegal on the federal level.
Yes. I also heard that it's a little bit more geared towards like medical use as well. Is that like true or?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've seen no reporting specifically from a medical standpoint.
Okay.
But the reasons when it's illegal on a federal level, what it does is you still can't ship across state lines. You can't sell from Missouri to Illinois and so forth. And you have to use Missouri-based banks as well. And when you have banking limitations, it means these companies have limited capital as well to work with. So we'll see where that's headed. We've seen where marijuana has gone over the last, 5 to 10 years. And it's certainly been super popular in the state of Missouri. So it's a historic shift. They just hopefully, these owners are hoping that it becomes descheduled altogether. And I think it'll eventually get there. Whether people like that or not, I think that's where we're headed from a standpoint when it comes to marijuana. I mean, I don't think there's any other way around it. I think that's going to be happening. So we get that coming in. So, by the way, coming up at about 7:40, we got local attorney Matt Fry joining us live in the studio to talk about some rules when it comes to the road, when it comes to making sure you are safe and never getting behind the wheel of a car, impaired. Also talk about the local high school football scene. He has mentored some kids. Matt's he was mentor for a recent star from Clayton, defensive end. He's headed to Boston College as well. So maybe Matt will want to talk about that, get into that as well. We appreciate you guys joining us every Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. as we continue to bring you the stories that are here in the area. By the way, I wanted to get this out there if you guys weren't with us earlier. Can we show a picture of Ricky Wennington again? This guy, man, God bless him. He's a local philanthropist. He helps out a lot of kids all over the area, St. Louis City, St. Louis County, it doesn't matter. But he worked with teachers and staff out at Murphy Elementary School in High Ridge to ensure that all 447 kids at the school were able to pick out a present for Christmas. Literally, all 447 of the kids. So we're showing you Ricky Wennington now. He grew up dirt poor. Never got a Christmas gift. Didn't have a bed to sleep on. Slept on the floor. He never gave up. He kept believing. Life changed for him over time. And now those memories have helped fuel a future of him giving back to try to make sure the kids don't have to go through what he did. And if there's anything that's going to give you the warm and fuzzies or the goosebumps, it would certainly be a story like this. So kids walked into the gym and got all kinds of gifts, all kinds. Each kid got their own gift, from bicycles to footballs to headsets, computer gaming, all kinds of things that he made possible. All the kids from early childhood all the way through the 5th grade literally bought each of them a gift. Just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. The teacher also said, we're not just telling you that we love you, we're showing you that we love you. And when you combine those two, there's nothing like seeing kids so happy. And that's exactly what they did. It's all a part and made possible through the R. Wintington Foundation, working alongside the school to make sure that no child was left out. So those are the kind of stories, the positive things that we'd love to bring out. Saw that on KSDK. Mike Bush did the voiceover for that. Just a real good, feel good story, especially at this time of year. Christmas, of course, next Thursday. I mean, you got surround sound headphones too. I mean, there was some really cool telescope. Of course, Lego's always a great gift. They just want to make the kids feel good. And I think they did a pretty good job of making that happen. So, shout out to you, Ricky Winnington. Of course, we'd love to do that. And if you guys wanted to shout out anybody else this morning, please let us know. You can jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. That's where we are Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. and all the time. Thanks for being with us. Also, I want to give a shout out to last night. It was a super success over at Wenty's in the Chesterfield Valley. They hosted the first that they knew of pop-up Jewish bar to celebrate Hanukkah, and it was packed, absolutely packed. They had a rabbi in to light the menorah, and people just enjoying the holiday season. The Jewish community, the non-Jewish community, all for a good time. A lot of shout outs, special shout out to Marlon Ben Khan, the owners over there at Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley. Always a great time, and of course, just packed with people enjoying this time of season. So we appreciate you guys being with us, of course, this morning. And as always, NFL last night saw the Seahawks win. They are 12-3. They have now split the season series with the Rams. You're a big Rams guy, producer Rye. So the Rams aren't out of it yet. If the Rams win their final games and the Seahawks lose once, I think they win the tiebreaker. I think the Rams have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, they do.
And
still a needed game.
So they could still be the number one seed. But what a game that was. Overtime, 31-30. Seahawks get the victory. They split their season series. Blues last night lost 2-1 in overtime. But the good sign is that Bennington, after a long break, looked really good. So now you've got two goalies playing pretty well. Now you got to find a way to score some goals, get the offense kick started as they hit the road in Florida. So important to get one of these next two games on the road. You just won one. You lost one, but you got a point. So you picked up 3 out of 4 possible points in 2 nights. That's good. Now they're headed down to Florida, take on the Panthers tomorrow night. Then they have a game on Monday night as well before coming back for 2 next week. Looking forward to that. That's for sure. And also, we talked about the college football that's heading up for this weekend. We were just figuring that situation out. Lots of college football for people to watch over the weekend. And, of course, anything else you guys got going on, let us know if there's anything you want to promote from that standpoint, too. We talked about next week, Missouri's got an interesting situation coming up. We'll have to see what kind of a team they're able to put out on the field, because there's a lot of transfers and a lot of things that are happening right now. I did want to give a shout out to Tim Ezzell, too. Ever popular morning show anchor from Fox 2. He did another sit-down interview with Margie Ellisor, sharing the latest on his health journey after his latest trip to the Mayo Clinic. And, in 2021, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Then, if you remember, a few months ago in October, the doctors, he said, had slightly changed his diagnosis to multiple system atrophy. It's MSA. It's kind of a Parkinson type illness and a neurological disorder where there really wasn't a known cure. However, he went to the Mayo Clinic and was told that everything seemed like they thought it was. So it's a Parkinson's type disease. There's no definitive test, but everything was trending in that direction. Said he showed the symptoms. He had the dysfunction, the high blood pressure, long before he even got a Parkinson's diagnosis. So that's what we thought we were dealing with. Now he came out and just talked about it again with the appointment there, and the doctor told him there's nothing in his newest report that's swaying him from an MSA diagnosis, which is what he has, MSA. And he says there's one more test that he had to do. He did a spinal tap. He completed the test and was blown away at the results. He said the doctors told him his condition now is more Parkinson's than it is MSA. So Tim is fighting Parkinson's right now, doing the best that he can from that standpoint. The unexpected test gave the unexpected diagnosis that he never saw coming. So officially, it's a disease called Parkinson's orthostatic hypertension, OH. He said that means he is standing, his blood pressure drops, and when he is sitting, it spikes. Pray the best for Tim in dealing with that situations. He says that is great news, though, that it's not MSA. And once again, as he always done, he emphasized his gratitude and the love and the support from his family that he's received during this season of hope. Fox 2 says that they're going to continue to follow his health tips, his journey, and update viewers on the major changes along the way and all the reports that he's getting from the doctor. So always, as we say, it's one of these things to be grateful and have gratitude no matter where you are or what's going on in life, because nothing's ever going to be perfect. Life is all about challenges. Life's about ups and downs. Life's about overcoming what is thrown your way and how you deal with things. We know that. There may be situations where you look at people, you look at families, and it may seem like it's perfect, but everybody is going through something. Everybody is. And we certainly pray the best for Tim and the situation that he and his family are going through, because trust me, nobody wants to deal with anything from that standpoint. So wish him the best from that standpoint, especially when it comes to where we are in this holiday season. 7:27, just about 7:28 on a Friday morning, December 19th. It's cold. We've been talking about it. Get ready for it. You may have some highs get up into the mid to upper 30s today, but right now still feels like it's in the teens. The sun is up. At least we have the sun today. It's going to get a little bit better tomorrow. Temperatures in the 50s, so that's good for the weekend. But today, a little bit different than yesterday. So if you're getting out and about this morning, expect the cold temperatures. I told people earlier, just stay in bed. It's a Friday, right? Work from home if you can. Call in. Use a weather sick day. See how far that gets you this morning. We certainly like to try to have some fun. Glad you guys join us every day. Hot Take Central 2.0 is following us today with Cam Jansen, the former Blue, and Jim the Cat Hayes, the Cardinals broadcaster. And then check out the new high school show at 10 o'clock today, live on Fridays. GSV in the house, John Huff, with the high school football. They should have started this back in the fall to get football.
I think that was somewhat the plan, but I think we just got them on.
But hey, you got it for the basketball season now.
Yes, and I will be rooting for the St. Mary's
Of
Dragons.
course you will.
Hey, GSV ranked us top 5 in small schools right now.
Okay, there you go.
Respect that.
All right.
6-2, I think, or 7-2. So
all right, you got that. That'll work. That's all good, my friend. We'll take a quick break. We still have attorney Matt Fry who'll be joining us. We'll talk some sports. We'll talk some law. We'll talk about staying safe on the roads, impaired driving from that standpoint, some of the rules and laws, the things that you need to know. We are your Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com. You can watch us and stream us live on X, Facebook, and YouTube. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
You've seen this. It's brand new. Are you online?
Oh, hey. Oh, so you're new here.
All right, let's get cracking.
Okay, then maybe you should check out our website.
You're insane.
Well, you download songs illegally from the internet.
LouInfo.com. LouInfo.com. The Lou Information Station. 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis.
Our origin story begins.
Hey, St. Louis, looking for high-flying action and electric energy? Grab your crew, hit the road, and experience a Grizzlies game night in Memphis. An unmatched atmosphere and star-studded NBA matchups are waiting for you just down the road on I-55. There's nothing like Grizz game energy, and there's nothing like being here with 19,000 new Grizz Nation friends at FedEx Forum. Dive into the action. Follow the Grizzlies on social media and visit grizzlies.com/tickets to grab your seats today. That's grizzlies.com/tickets.
When it's time to bring the energy, don't fake it. Fuel it. Drink Thunder is the all-natural, plant-based, fruit-based pre-workout drink that gives you real results without the junk. No sugar, no crash, just clean energy, powered by nature, and loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to help you perform at your best. Go to drinkthunder.com and grab your favorite flavor: orange mango, blackberry lemonade, or strawberry cream. Drink Thunder, the clean way to power your workout. drinkthunder.com.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown & Crouppen. GetBC.com.
Your LouInfo.com news report. The Gateway Arch Park Foundation is planning a major transformation of downtown St. Louis along the riverfront, including a possible expansion of the park and rethinking Interstate 44. Beginning in 2026, studies will explore extending the park east into Illinois and improving downtown connectivity. An 18-year-old from North St. Louis County was in court Thursday to answer to charges in an armed carjacking in South St. Louis. Police say the robbery happened November 29th on Clock Street in Dutchtown, when three suspects approached a man who had just parked and one pointed a gun at him. Officers later stopped the stolen vehicle and identified the driver as Fernando Toby Cox. Investigators say a gun linked Cox to the crime. St. Louis County Executive Sam Page announced on Thursday he'll not seek re-election when his term ends in 2027. Page has served 7 years. Right-hander Dustin May and the St. Louis Cardinals have agreed to a one-year deal. May had 23 starts with the Dodgers this year. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, LouInfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. We're in the upper 30s for the afternoon high today. High pressure is moving in for the weekend, so it looks like we'll stay sunny. Wind gusting to 30 miles an hour. Overnight, we're in the low 30s and clear. Quite a bit warmer on Saturday, sunny and breezy. Mid-50s. We're back in the low 40s, but sunny on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com and the free Lou Info app.
Buddy. What do you say, buddy?
Man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're cruising home, the next flashing lights in your rear view.
And that's when you need backup. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds.
Seconds? Not waiting days for a callback?
Nope, right away. DWI, car accident, criminal charge, traffic ticket, Legal Buddy's got your back.
So it's like having a lawyer in your pocket.
Exactly. Someone ready to step in the moment you need them, no matter the situation.
That's peace of mind.
That's Legal Buddy.
We're always going to be buddies, right?
All right, where do I get this?
Just download the Legal Buddy app at LegalBuddyApp.com. Register and use code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Nice. Tickets, accidents, legal trouble, you're covered.
The Legal Buddy app, always on your side. Download it today. Enter code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Buddy, you don't get much better than this.
Yep.
St. Louis sports fans, now you can go deeper with STL Sports Central Insiders. Get exclusive access to Bernie Miklasz, Randy Carricker, Mike Claiborne, Jamal Mayers, and more. Plus, your chance to watch a Blues game in the alumni box with Jamal himself. Also, monthly giveaways, Bernie's columns all week, and you'll be supporting local sports media. Join now at stlsportscentral.com. St. Louis sports fans, now you can go deeper with STL Sports Central Insiders. Get exclusive access to Bernie Miklasz, Randy Carricker, Mike Claiborne, Jamal Mayers, and more. Plus, your chance to watch a Blues game in the alumni box with Jamal himself. Also, monthly giveaways, Bernie's columns all week, and you'll be supporting local sports media. Join now at stlsportscentral.com.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Oh, it's a cold Friday morning, but we're warm inside our studios here in Kirkwood, just off Manchester Road, the J. Randolph Jr. Studios. Appreciate you guys being with us today. It's Friday. It's December 19th. We are grateful. Thanks for being here, as always. All things St. Louis all the time. Like, subscribe, share our show. You can jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. We do everything that you possibly can. Of course, we talked about it earlier. Blues were in action last night. They'll be back again tomorrow night in action. We appreciate actually over here. We appreciate it, Jim. Yeah, Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. You're such a wonderful host and greeter. If anybody, we'll have you down here, Matt. We appreciate it in this chair. Jim the Cat Hayes does it all. Once again, Friday, we appreciate you jumping in. By the way, if you have any questions or anything like that from our guests that we're having up, Matt Fry, in just a second, you can always call in as well. The phone number is 855-282-8255. We are your Lou Information Station. We're always live and on demand at louinfo.com. The aforementioned Jim the Cat Hayes, by the way. Good to see you, Matt. First of all, he is coming up following us today, 8 to 10, Monday through Friday. And then, of course, with Cam Jansen. I think Cam's out there somewhere, too. They got to get Cam to come in here and talk about the Blues. I'm trying to figure that team out. Yes, they lost last night. Yes, the defense looked good. Yes, Bennington looked really good, back to where he should be. But now the offense is gone. They found the defense, and now they can't find the offense. Okay, we were talking about 10 o'clock today. You've got GSV's new high school football show here because, we have such a huge local emphasis. That debuts today at 10 a.m. right here live every Friday following Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam and with Jim the Cat Hayes. And then, of course, following that, Charlie Tuna, 11 to 1 every single day. All right. Pleasure to have Mr. Matt Fry in with us today. Matt, you're all over the St. Louis area. A lot of people know you. If they don't, of course, you're with Rosenboom, Schwartz, Fry, and Johnson law firm, criminal defense, arguably the best criminal defense group in the state. You didn't say that. I said it, but you guys rock and everything. Hey, thanks for taking time to join us this morning, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And it's about time, and I should have done a better job at this, but your social media, you're good. You're getting it out there. You finally made it. I'm like, finally, Matt's got some of his videos out there talking about what you're doing. So if people don't know exactly what you do, let them know.
So we focus in criminal defense, but my focus is really DWI defense. So I taught at SLU Law for over a decade, and I didn't teach last year, and I started to get an itch to teach.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that there's a platform on social media to really get quick bursts of relevant information to people. So started to do it.
And right now, and you do a fantastic job with that.
Thank you.
Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, I know you're very busy. People get themselves into situations. Life happens. And when you do, whether you've done something wrong, whether you have or not, you need representation, and everybody deserves the representation. So you're doing that. But some of the things, have you found out, have laws changed, or do people really understand, what's going on with some of the situations that they may encounter, whether it's a situation when they get pulled over, how to handle things?
I think that we could do a better job in the education system with kids coming up on educating them on the laws and teaching them how to interact with law enforcement. That's one reason why I never turned down a speaking opportunity at a local high school, and I speak at Lafayette twice a year. It's just a way to educate them on how to interact with law enforcement, how to show respect both ways, and how to deal in those situations, because a lot of people have no idea, and then when it hits them, it's too late.
Well, people know the name Matt Fry. They know Scott Rosenboom, of course. Rosenboom, Schwartz, Fry, and Johnson. If anybody ever needs help, you give them a call, 314-862-5600. 4332. You guys never do any advertising because you don't need to. People know the name. And when you do a top-notch job, of course, people know where to go. Are there any situations specifically? I watched one of your reels explaining refusals when people are out there. Can you kind of dive into that and what that's about to give people an idea?
Yeah. So when you get a driver's license, you grant what's called implied consent to chemical testing. So if you're going to drive on the roads of Missouri, you're giving them permission to ask you to take a chemical test if they suspect that you are driving while intoxicated. St. Louis County, St. Louis City, St. Charles have always had a policy that if you are a first or second time DWI and you get stopped and they ask you to take a breath test, you do have the right to refuse, meaning you can say, no, officer, I'm not going to take this test, which will typically put you into a situation where you then have to hire a lawyer, file an appeal, because you could be looking at a 1-year loss of license. Recently, though, St. Louis County announced that they're going to go to a no refusal county, meaning if they stop you and they suspect or have reasonable suspicion to believe that you're operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, and they ask you to take a chemical test and you tell them no, then they're telling you they're going to go get a warrant no matter what from a judge and a prosecutor and then forcefully take your blood. So that's some new policy that just came down in St. Louis County.
How did that come down? How was that voted on? Or how does that even come about?
You know, we first saw it in jurisdictions like the Ozarks and rural jurisdictions where there's a lower population, so it's easier to accomplish. I don't know how it came about in St. Louis County, but they would be the largest jurisdiction in Missouri to adopt that policy.
How do you think that'll affect this area? I'm curious from what you've seen in the past.
You know, I hope it affects this area in the way that it starts to get people interested more in this area of law. They start to ask more questions. They listen to your show today and they want to learn about these things. They learn their rights. They learn their right to remain silent, their right to request an attorney, which is what everyone should do if they feel that a police officer is starting to ask them incriminating questions, especially if they ask you for a chemical sample like your blood. You should be able to call your lawyer and talk to them.
Talking with Matt Fry of Rosenblum, Schwartz, Fry, and Johnson. If you have any questions, you can always get in contact with Matt. 314-862-4332. It's such an interesting topic because here's the thing. Obviously, people don't want to be driving drunk. You don't want to be driving impaired. You want to be as careful as you possibly can be on the roads, especially if something has happened to a loved one or something of that standpoint. But we're human. And if people make mistakes, if people make poor judgments, if you think you're fine and you're doing something and you get pulled over, you need to make sure that you're protecting yourself the best way you can. I mean, what kind of, I'm assuming you've dealt with all kinds of situations. I mean, when people come to you, I can only imagine what they say.
I've seen every scenario. I call it every fact pattern. I've heard everything before. You know, the one thing I'm learning to do is every time a new client calls me, I have common courtesy and I always ask, how are you doing?
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to learn not to ask it.
You're not doing well.
It's a really hard habit to break. But even yesterday, the individual, when I said it, started to laugh and goes, well, I guess I'm doing okay. But man, it was a bad night last night. I'm like, man, one of these days I'm going to stop asking that question. But no, it's the hardest time in a person's life when this happens. And like you said, we're all human. We all make mistakes. And no lawyer condones operating a 2,000-pound machine after having impairing substances. But the mistake's going to happen. And the reason I got into this field in this area of law is I'm blessed to say I haven't had a lot of close friends who have been accused of sex crimes or murder. But it's a quick way for the guy on the corner who's never been in trouble in his life to get in trouble or have law enforcement contact is DWI. So it's a way to help everyone, especially your average Joe. So.
Do you work with police as well in any sort of way from that standpoint?
You know, one of the most fun experiences I've ever had is they invited me down to the lake to speak to the Law Enforcement Association. And I'm standing in this room at the Lodge of the Four Seasons, and there's literally 300 police officers in the auditorium listening to me speak on DWI law. And I look down, and they all have guns on their hip. And I'm like, man, I've been in some stressful speaking environments before, but this is stressful. But it was a lot of fun because I got to sit there for an hour and say, listen, I've watched over 2,000 DWI videos. I've watched it in real time. Let me tell you what you guys are doing wrong. Mm-hmm. Let me help you do your job better. Because at the end of the day, no, we don't want anyone on the roads impaired, but we want to make sure that if they are arresting somebody, they're getting the right person. They're not getting the guy who had the one beer and is actually telling the truth. Or they're not getting the guy who is a repeat offender, but honestly did quit drinking, but they see him swerve and they're like, oh, you got a prior DWI. You must be intoxicated. We want to prevent those types of arrests.
What is it still 0.08? Is that the legal limit where you can be driving?
Here's the funny part. I'll go back and look at case law over the years for the last 40 years in DWI law. It started out at 0.15, then it went to 0.13, then it went to 0.10. Now we're at 0.08, and Utah is the only state in the union at 0.05. And yes, Matt is pushing for Missouri to go to 0.05.
Okay. And how long would something like that take?
Through the legislature?
Yeah.
Maybe never.
Okay,
I mean, they'd have to adopt it, and I would hope they would at least look for science behind it.
I've looked, I've looked this up. I mean, I've Googled it. I use Claude on AI. Like for instance, how much I weigh over a period of time, how many drinks could I have, and what would that equal to be a 0.05, 0.06, 0.78? And I think it's spot on. Yeah. I do. For your weight, how much you weigh in regards to, if you've had a meal, because food can affect the absorption as well.
Everything can. And here's the funny thing. There's a great lawyer.
You're an expert in this. I just started teaching myself.
I'm glad you're learning it, but there's a great lawyer in Missouri who's been a great teacher to me. And he always says in jury selection, he says, listen, you can rent alcohol, but you can't own it. Once it passes the lips and it hits the stomach, we absorb it, but then we're going to get rid of it. And we have an elimination rate. And that's typically around a 0.012 to a 0.015 per hour.
Oh, interesting.
So,
yeah.
And everyone's different. Not everyone eliminates the same. And also, like you just pointed out, some people have food in their stomach. So what you have to realize, when you have food in your stomach, the absorption rate is different and it slows it down. So, yeah, there's great features like you pointed out where you can check your BAC. I've had clients go out and buy really inexpensive portable breath tests to keep in their car.
Do you think they work?
So what you have to realize is portable breath tests either have infrared spectrometry or a fuel cell.
They have what?
Yeah. Sorry.
What did you just say?
So they're scientific. There's these devices, they're machines, they come with warranties, and even the warranties say this thing can break.
Okay.
So no, they're not 100% reliable. But would I rather have maybe an individual who has one in his car and maybe blows into it after having 3 beers to see where he's at? Yeah. But no, it's not something that's going to be admissible in court or anything like that.
Do you see anything else changing in the industry right now from a law standpoint of where you are, things that you've dealt with? I mean, or anything?
I'm interested to see what happens with the self-driving cars.
Yeah.
Like, when do we get to the point where the car's driving us, but we're still intoxicated in the back seat? That's going to be interesting.
I'm trying to think of a scenario. What you mean if something
like a Waymo, like if you owned,
because Waymo's here.
Yeah. What if you own one of those Waymos and you're just like, I get way in the back seat. This thing drives me from bar to bar. I mean, technically you're operating the vehicle. You did probably start it. You probably got in it. Like, I mean, it's
what were you going to say, right?
I've always asked that question too. Cause I'm like, where does that like stand in the legal like situation? Cause they press the car, like you said. So technically they are operating the vehicle, right?
No,
right?
No. See, this is black and white. No.
I agree with Vic, but
See,
a prosecutor's gonna.
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna happen one day. Like Vic, I had a great case where sometimes law enforcement doesn't always know the law. They forget some things, and they arrested my client for he was in a park and he was in a golf cart, and they arrested him for DWI. And I'm telling the prosecutor, I go, listen, that's not operating a motor vehicle. That's not a motor vehicle. And I go, do you want me to call like Time or People Magazine and
But
tell
they
them?
literally thought so?
Yeah, I go, do you want me to call like People Magazine and tell them that you're making new law that every golfer in America who's playing golf on a golf course is literally DWI? That case got dismissed.
I was gonna say, was it local?
No, thank
Okay.
gosh. It was
That does not seem like that.
It was a parkland. So
Okay, I was going to say there's no way in hell in the St. Louis area a prosecutor would try to take that.
No, it can be golfers.
Okay, that we're talking with Matt Fry of Rosenblum, Schwartz, Fry, and Johnson. 862-4332. Once again, 314-862-4332. You've got Matt Fry. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. That's why he's super, super, super busy. At the same point in time, I've gotten to know you a little bit over the years. Your law is just one part of you. What you've done in the community, because we cover all things St. Louis. You're an outstanding top of the line lawyer, but you've also done so much coaching in the St. Louis area. A lot of the kids that you've coached over the years have now gone on to awesome baseball careers, college football careers. It's not easy to go mentor somebody, but at the same point in time, I can only imagine how gratifying it is because you've helped a lot of kids in the area. You don't talk about it. I'm bringing this up, but I just recently found out that you were helping as a big brother, friend, mentor, friend of the family, however you want to describe it, a young man who's now earned a football scholarship to Boston College. Are you fine talking about that?
Yeah,
what you do?
That's Demetrius Thompson. So here's what happened. I came back for law school in 2002. I just finished playing 4 years of college football. After I got through 1L, which is the hardest year, my old football coach, Mike Music and Larry Frost, reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to come coach?" And I said, "I've never done it before, but sure. Like, I'm a second-year law student. Let's do it." So in 2003, I went to Clayton High School and I volunteered as a coach. Well,
and Clayton, you're a graduate of Clayton as well.
Yes. And it's kind of crazy because from 2003 off and on, I've now been a volunteer coach at Clayton High School. And I've had the privilege of coaching Jarius Bird, who went on to Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
Was all-pro defensive player of the year. One of the best athletes I've ever seen. I've had the pleasure of coaching a young man named Chidi Ote, who went on to play Division I. But what's more impressive about Chidi is that he's now one of the top lawyers in Boston.
Boy, you just gave me goosebumps. How cool is that?
Well, what was really cool is a month ago, he was being really nice to me. And I'm like, Chidi, like, listen, man, you did all this on your own. And he's like, no, coach. He goes, if I never meet you, I never become a lawyer. And it just like hit me. And I'm like, wow, we all have the ability to influence so many people with our smile or what we teach them or the energy we give them. And it was just so cool. But the coolest story I will ever have is Demetrius Thompson. I saw Demetrius. He started playing football in 9th grade. I met him sophomore year when Brentwood and Clayton combined football programs. And this kid comes out on the field and he's 6'4", probably 200 pounds, but he was just a freak athlete. And I knew this kid was going to play Division I football, but I wanted to give him 1 year. So I watched him that year. And then after the year, I came to him and I said, "Hey, Demetrius," I go, "what's your goal?" He goes, "I want to play football." I said, "Well, where do you want to play football?" He goes, I want to play college football. And I said, "What level?" He goes, "I want to play Division I." And I said, "Do you really want to?" And he said, "Yeah." I go, "Okay, I'm going to write up a contract and I'm going to put on this contract everything you must do for the next blah, blah, blah months if you want to be a Division I football player. And if you do this, I got your back. I'm taking you to the training. We're doing the supplements together. We're doing the vitamins. We're doing the training programs. I'm sending you to the personal trainer. You're going to Elite Football, the best place in Missouri, twice a week. You're going to work with Jamal Cooper, the ex-Wisconsin defensive lineman."
Oh, yeah.
And I said, he goes, "I'm in." So I said, "Okay, autograph right there." He signed the contract. And
how old was he when he signed the contract with you?
He was going into his junior year.
See, but you have the means and the time to do this, which is absolutely amazing, Matt, because you could be doing so many more things.
Yeah.
You have your own son as well. You have your own life. It's just amazing. And I guess to see the culmination of this signing day, he signs with Boston College. I mean, How incredible is that?
It was amazing, but not as amazing as when he committed and I'm sitting there with him and Bill O'Brien's on the phone.
Oh, yeah, the head coach.
And I'm
Former
like,
Patriots.
I'm like, that's Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
And Bill O'Brien's phone literally says, like, when you call his, like, I don't know what the technology they call it, but his Q or whatever's on the phone, like, it just says Bill O'Brien has got the BC logo. I'm like, that's Bill O'Brien. And
Yeah.
his voice comes on. I'm like, that dude coached Tom Brady.
Yes, he
And
did.
I'm like, this is legit.
So Demetrius, are you looking to mentor other kids too if they come across? Or
Thank you for asking that. So I started a foundation in 2017 called St. Louis Impact.
That's right.
Please go Google us, St. Louis Impact. We started in 2017 because my son finally got into travel baseball when he was 9. And I go to this field with this organization and I'm like, why is everyone white? I'm like, where's the diversity for baseball?
Uh-huh.
So I started to Google and study it. And what people don't realize is that Major League Baseball is at the lowest level of African-American baseball players in the history of the game. So something is happening. So I started a foundation called St. Louis Impact with Kyle Brandon and Sharon Reeves. And our goal was to take kids out of the inner city and introduce them to baseball. Because what a lot of people don't realize is baseball is not a cheap sport. And it's a very hyper technical sport that if you don't train almost every day on how to hit a curveball, you're never going to make it in baseball. So you really have to train year round and you have to have the money to travel and you have to have the money for the equipment, which can be around $6,000 to $10,000 a year.
Oh my gosh. We've got about a minute left
Okay.
too. So if you can.
Yeah. So St. Louis Impact, we get these kids, we get them into baseball, but we do it for football players. We do it for all sports in Missouri. So if anyone ever needs help with a scholarship, please go to St. Louis Impact and reach out to us.
Just St. Louis, Google St. Louis Impact.
St. Louis Impact.
We'll get you back on to talk more about this then.
Always available.
And we'll focus just on what you're doing from that standpoint. Matt Fry of Rosenblum, Schwartz, Fry and Johnson. How are we doing on time? I knew we were getting close, right?
We got like a minute left.
Okay, we still had about a minute left.
Yeah.
I knew we were getting tight. I just didn't want to go over and ruin Cam and their show. So St. Louis Impact is, and how many years again have you had this?
Since 2017. And it's really cool because
and you accept donations too.
Yes. And I've had amazing donors from the St. Louis area. Marcus Golden from the Mizzou and the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, New York Giants has been a great donor keeping us going. And we've got some exciting things doing. We're really looking to find a home, make our own facility, and we're working on that. So.
What do you mean by like your own training facility?
So a training facility for local youth to come for baseball. And we're working on that currently.
Matt Fry, we appreciate it, my friend. Check him out. Give him a call, 314-862-4332. Once again, 314-862-4332. Matt, we appreciate you taking time, buddy. I'm assuming you'll be making some Boston College games.
Yes, they're my new favorite team.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, thanks again for joining us today for Arch City Now, of course, here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Hot Take Central 2.0 coming up next with the former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. And don't miss the first high school football show today with GSV at 10 o'clock. Have a great day. Stay positive. As we always say, we'll see you Monday morning at 6 a.m.